Right now I'm sitting down at my desk and I'm thinking and I'm wondering, is me doing my work really important? Because does this really determine my whole future? And if so, isn't that kind of dumb? What would schoolwork, what would like a DC AP class determine the whole course of my life until until I died? Personally, I think that's really dumb. But still, I have to do the work. I have to go good grades. But is that really what I want? Is that what you really want? Are we just doing all this work just for us to be able to work in a company that they don't care about us, to make maybe minimum wage, or the jobs that we might apply for are gonna be taken over by the AI? Which brings me to nihilism, the belief that life has no meaning, meaning that we know what will happen, and basically we have no control in our lives. It doesn't matter what we do, we cannot determine the future, and we cannot change the past. If right now I study, it might influence the future, but it doesn't make the future something that will happen. So if today I were to study for a test I have tomorrow, it's gonna help me get a good grade, and that grade is gonna boost my grade or lower it depending on the grade I get. But is that really going to influence myself in 5 years? Does that really matter? What's the point of right now me taking a history class if I'm never gonna use it again? What's the point of me waking up every morning just to do the same thing over and over and over? What's the point of waking up every morning? Is there really meaning? How can we explain life without a God? Because, like, yes, there's a God. It's crazy, and science kind of prove it because everything has to be so calculated and so perfect to be exact. But then people believe that God doesn't really exist because if so, what will He let other people suffer? But I don't want to really get into that. But anyways, what's the point of us being here? Generally, we wake up, we do the same thing every day. We're doing stuff we don't even want to do. Uh, if we're here just to do schoolwork, just to work, just to exist, what's the point of us being here? Is life just meaningless? Are we just here to get money, be a consumer, buy stuff? We're basically seeking happiness. Yet that happiness is just is something constructed. People say that once you're rich, you'll be happier. Once you have a house, or I don't know if you have heard this, but people say like, once I have a job, things are gonna be different. I'm gonna be traveling. I'm gonna be blah 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 blah. Or once I, they always say that once I, because I might do this, it's gonna help me blah 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 blah. Or if I do this, blah blah blah. But like for example, people who join the military, veterans, they join to serve the country, and then they're supposed to get help from the government afterwards. And some veterans are just homeless. So like, did that it is if what they did in the army really matter at all? Or like, if right now I were to get drafted and go to the war and I just die, wouldn't the whole point of my existence be pointless? Like, I just died. Or what I'm trying to say is, does life really have a purpose, or is the purpose of life just us working and working and just buying stuff, being consumer? We're just part of the consumerism culture. We're just here. Are we just here to be on our phones and scroll? Are we here for what reason? Why are we here? Why? Life is just pointless. Life is, we're just here. We just wake up and it's monotonous. And nothing that we do is going to affect what ourself in 10 years is going to do. Because time is not a straight path. You can make a decision, and that decision is going to influence the rest of your life which is crazy because wow, right now I'm a high schooler and everything I do, every class, every GPA, everything is gonna influence the rest of my life. Why? Why is the whole society built up in college, GPA, blah 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 blah? Like, why can't we just exist? Why can't we just admire the nature, books? So yeah, that's basically me talking about nihilism. Me personally, I just do nihilism. Last year I had a pretty rough year. I really just thought life was pointless. It's not like I didn't want to live anymore, but I just personally just didn't feel like it. I lost passion in a bunch of stuff I like soccer, my grades. I usually was a straight A student. Last year, I think I had a couple Bs. First semester of summer year was just not it. I don't know, I think I just had a breakdown or burnout, and I couldn't really continue. It's not like I didn't want to continue with my life, I just had a critical mental point that I realized that it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I can be the valedictorian, the top of my class, and that doesn't secure my future. It might help me go towards like a better thingy, but that doesn't mean necessarily I will succeed. Because even if I was at the top of my class, tomorrow I can just get run over. In 2 weeks or 1 week after the day of the graduation, I die. I get heart attack or I get dementia. Life is so unpredictable that it made me think that life wasn't really meaning. It was meaningless. It made me think life was meaningless. But then after some thought, and I really, second semester, I just didn't feel like doing anything. But I just decided to change. I woke up earlier. I started playing soccer again. Started talking to my friends again, and I think what gave me a reason to like being alive. Not that I didn't have a reason to being alive. I just thought life was pointless. I never wanted to not be alive. I just didn't thought about like the reason why I was alive. But me personally, and if you're watching this and you're struggling with that, just you don't really have a reason to be alive. You don't find anything that is like making you wake up every day. I think it's really important for you to find it because on the long run, it might cause you to be sad and just maybe even depression. But for me, what helped me was talking to my friends more, trying to be more social. If you're an introvert, it can be okay. It's fine if you're an introvert. You don't like talking with a lot of people, but you should try to talk to more people, be more confident when you speak. Me personally, I struggle with confidence. I'm a bit shy, but I always act that I'm an extrovert. My friends always tell me you're really loud and that, but to be honest, that's just like a mess of my own personality. I just basically fake it until I make it. I act like I'm a confident person. I act like I'm a smart person, but deeply down, I might not be it. I might just be acting, and that's okay. As long as it's working for you, just keep doing it. Find something that passions you. Don't go for something that your parents want you to do. You don't have to be a lawyer because your parents want you to be a lawyer. You don't have to be an engineer because your parents want you to be an engineer. Find your own reason to your life. And remember that grades don't define you. You can have a 2.3 GPA. You can have a 3 GPA. If you want to succeed, it's all on you. But at the same time, it's not on you. You know, it's confusing because yes, it's gonna influence your life, but you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to. You have to put effort if you want stuff to happen, but don't make it only your life. Don't get obsessed over having a perfect grade and everything. Don't get obsessed with having like all A's. Don't freak out if you have a B and then you start studying like crazy. It's okay. No one's perfect, and you just have to keep going and enjoy life. You know. because she only live once. And yeah, all have a good day, guys.